Check one, check two, check.
The United States Senate confirmed Pete Hegseth as the 27th Secretary of Defense on January 24, 2025. The vote was a stark reflection of the nation's deep political divisions, ending in a 50-50 tie along party lines. This historic deadlock forced Vice President J.D. Vance to cast the tie-breaking vote, solidifying Hegseth's position in President Trump's cabinet. The confirmation process was fraught with controversy, highlighting concerns about Hegseth's qualifications and past conduct. Hegseth, a former Fox News commentator and Army National Guard veteran, takes the helm of the Department of Defense at a time of global uncertainty. His appointment marks a significant departure from the traditional mold of defense secretaries, who typically boast extensive experience in government, military, or diplomacy. Hegseth's supporters, largely drawn from the Republican Party, lauded his commitment to rebuilding the military and confronting what they perceive as threats to American interests abroad. They praised his strong stance on national security and his unwavering support for the troops. However, Hegseth's confirmation has been met with a wave of apprehension from Democrats and even some members of his own party. Critics point to his lack of experience managing large organizations and his history of inflammatory rhetoric as red flags for his tenure. The narrow margin of Hegseth's confirmation was further underscored by the unexpected defection of 3 Republican senators, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, Susan Collins of Maine, and Minority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. Their decision to break with their party underscored the deep reservations surrounding Hegseth's nomination. Senators Murkowski and Collins, both known for their moderate stances, expressed concerns about Hegseth's temperament and judgment. They cited his history of making divisive and often incendiary remarks on air as evidence of his unsuitability for the role. Senator McConnell, a seasoned political strategist, was more reserved in his criticism, but nonetheless voiced his apprehension about Hegseth's ability to effectively lead the Department of Defense. Sources close to McConnell indicated that he had serious doubts about Hegseth's ability to navigate the complex world of international relations and military strategy. The dissent within the Republican Party itself highlights the unusual nature of Hegseth's appointment and raises questions about his ability to unify a deeply divided Congress on matters of national security. Adding to the controversy surrounding Hegseth's confirmation are a series of allegations that have plagued him in recent years. Several women have come forward accusing him of sexual misconduct during his time at Fox News. These allegations, which Hegseth vehemently denies, have resulted in at least one out-of-court settlement involving a non-disclosure agreement. Furthermore, Hegseth's second marriage ended in a contentious divorce, with his ex-wife accusing him of emotional abuse and infidelity. While Hegseth has denied these claims, the allegations have cast a shadow over his personal life and raised questions about his character. Adding another layer to the controversy, Hegseth's tenure as the head of 2 veterans nonprofit organizations has come under scrutiny. Allegations of financial mismanagement and self-dealing have surfaced, prompting calls for a thorough investigation into his handling of charitable funds. Hegseth has consistently denied all allegations of wrongdoing, dismissing them as politically motivated attacks aimed at derailing his confirmation. However, the sheer volume and seriousness of the accusations have undoubtedly tarnished his reputation and raised concerns about his fitness for office. One of the most significant points of contention surrounding Hegseth's appointment is his relative lack of experience in government or military leadership. Unlike his predecessors, who often boasted distinguished careers in public service or the armed forces, Hegseth's resume is relatively thin. Critics argue that his military experience pales in comparison to the demands of leading the largest and most complex military apparatus in the world. They point out that he has never held a high-ranking command position nor been involved in strategic decision-making at the Pentagon level. Moreover, Hegseth's time as a television commentator did not equip him with the diplomatic skills or the nuanced understanding of global politics required of a defense secretary. His supporters counter that Hegseth's lack of experience is an asset, arguing that it will allow him to bring a fresh perspective and an outsider's approach to the Department of Defense. They believe that his commitment to challenging the status quo and shaking up the bureaucratic machinery will ultimately benefit the military. However, many remain unconvinced, fearing that Hegseth's lack of experience, coupled with his history of impulsive decision-making, could have disastrous consequences for American national security. Hegseth has outlined an ambitious vision for the military, prioritizing national defense and confronting threats from China and Iran. He criticizes Biden's foreign policy and pledges to increase military spending to modernize the armed forces and bolster global presence. Hegseth opposes diversity initiatives, arguing they undermine readiness. His views on women in combat have drawn criticism. As he settles into his role, his tenure will likely be marked by controversy.